What's going on, everybody? The Area Lord is back. Welcome back to another Walking Dead vlog. This one is for the Rick Grimes movies. I know we don't usually do these because there are normally not many updates, even though it's been a year and a half since Rick rode off in the helicopter in episode 5 of season 9. And yet, other than a little brief 30-second teaser at San Diego Comic-Con 2019, we have little to no information on this series. So, here I am, trying to fill in the gaps. Alright, so there is an Entertainment Weekly article that we are going to review in which Scott M. Gimple, the mighty Gimple, is interviewed about the status of the Rick Grimes movies. Now, as I mentioned to you guys a few weeks ago, I actually made a vlog discussing what the heck was going on with the movies. I was a little confused because there have been no updates talking about them, talking about who's going to be in them, what's the plot, where's the setting, how many years after, is there a time jump? Because we know 6 years passed after Rick leaves from episode 5 of season 9 to episode 6. So is there a similar time jump? Is Rick going to be in another coma where significant amounts of time go by? Like, what's the deal here? So, this article is the closest bit of information we really have right now, and I'll let you guys be the judge as to if you're satisfied with this information or not. So, Entertainment Weekly does a lot of these exclusives with actors and people pertaining to The Walking Dead. So, one of the first questions they say is, it's been more than a year since you announced you would be making a Rick Grimes Walking Dead movie. Do you have a time frame in place in terms of shooting dates, locations already locked in, or is that at least close? Mr. Gimple says, we have a couple of different plans that we're going with depending on a couple of different factors we have to deal with on everything from story to product to aspects. There have been a lot of different aspects to it in terms of timing that are pretty much coming into rapid focus right now. I would say the past year in a lot of ways has been R&D on a lot of aspects of it. Okay, so Gimple said a whole lot of nothing and also saying a whole lot of something. Basically, a lot of the answers that he gives in this article are diversions and stammering and just nothing. It's the typical, just when you ask Gimple a question, he talks in a circle and you end up exactly where you started. Because the next question is, do you have a director for the film? The director has not been chosen, so we have no director for this movie. Where is the script? Where are you at with it? We are currently refining it. I don't want to say much more than that. It's coming together amazingly, but we're trying to make this very special for everybody involved, and we're holding our feet to the flames. It's an incredibly deliberate process right now. Okay, so one reason we probably haven't seen any updates, and I guess this is our more direct answer, because I follow an Instagram page that kind of stalks/tracks Andrew Lincoln's progress, or not really progress, just his life, like where he goes, what country he's in. If he's in the United Kingdom where he lives, it's probably a safe bet he's not filming anything, or if he is filming something, it's not Walking Dead related. If he's in America, then you could maybe say he's there for like a movie premiere, but there's also the increased likelihood that it could be for something related to The Walking Dead. So the article goes on to say, in that little teaser you showed at Comic-Con in July, it said only in theaters. What does that mean? Is there anything you could tell me about the theatrical window? Because obviously it's AMC, but you've got Universal and Skybound. This is a movie that's going to be watched in the movie theater. Eventually, you won't need a movie theater to see it, but more in line with how movies work. So I don't know if there's going to be a streaming option. That would make it easier for me, so I could actually maybe do a reaction video, but by all reports, it seems like this is going to be in theaters first. So more than likely, I'm not going to be able to do a reaction video like I do for the show. Probably just going to do a review of like almost like Jeremy Johns-esque, where I talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly, and tell you if it was worth it. If I think, I mean, I'm going to have a lot of different angles. I'm thinking of doing a special vlog. I don't want it to just be a straight-up review. I mean, with all the time that I've spent waiting for this movie, I'm going to want something significant out of it. So I'm going to put in a hefty review, just to let you guys know. Is the plan still for 3 films? Yes, but we are still playing with things. That's the plan right now. Okay, so that is to be expected. Again, like, I assume they would still stick with 3 films. Again, Andrew Lincoln, you don't know how long this guy is going to want to stay connected to the Walking Dead universe. He already gave us the peace sign in terms of the show. So this is kind of prolonging it, because I mean, how many years are we going to be waiting between these movies? Like, maybe once the first movie is released, then the ball will be rolling a little bit more. Or is this the norm? Are we going to have to wait 2 years for each movie? Because I can tell you, Andrew Lincoln's not only going to get older, he's just slowly going to maybe lose interest, maybe want to retire as an actor altogether and do something else and spend more time with his family. I just, like the more time goes on, the riskier this whole thing gets, is really what I'm trying to get at here. We know it's Michonne's last season. Is Denai Guerrera going to be a part of this film in some way? I don't want to get ahead of The Walking Dead. I don't want people already looking to what Michonne might or might not be doing. She has an amazing story coming up with The Walking Dead that informs everything moving forward, but I don't want to get ahead of that. We worked real hard on that. Okay. So, it's funny because Gimple really tried not to say anything here, but I took from this that I think he's saying yes, but he's afraid to, because the second half of season 10 is obviously going to reveal what happens to Michonne, and of course the second half of season 10 is not out yet. So he can't inform any of that. But if you want I made the vlog again a few weeks ago talking about what will happen to Michonne, what I think was going to happen to Michonne, and one of my most popular theory right now is that she will find a clue, maybe on the naval boat, something connected to the helicopter group, to the CRM, as they've been coined, I guess, between Wikipedia's involving the new 3rd series, that she'll find some evidence that Rick is alive, and she'll embark on a gigantic quest to go find him, and maybe maybe the second Walking Dead movie will deal with Michonne's quest to find Rick Grimes. That's just my prediction. I don't think she's going to be in the first Rick Grimes movie, but I think she'll be in the second one. That is my prediction. What about other people in the Walking Dead universe? I'm thinking about Heath or other people that we haven't seen in a little while that might potentially be popping up in terms of some surprises. I can't even give you a definitive thing because we really are playing around with it a little bit now. We have a terrific area and direction we're moving in, but we're playing around with various aspects. Okay, so, Jadis, Pollyann McIntosh, and Rick were really the only surefire actors from the original show that I thought were going to make it into the movie. You could also say Isabel, if you guys watched Fear the Walking Dead, which I suffered through the first half of season 5 last year. Isabel was a helicopter group soldier, a CRM soldier that spends time with Althea. And they don't really reveal anything about what she's doing. They show her weaponry, the body armor that they have. So some things are revealed, but really not that much. So I'd say, those 3 actors/actresses, the Jadis, Rick, and Isabel characters. And Heath, that was Corey Hawkins, who plays Heath, didn't want to do the show anymore. He was going to do 24 Legacy, if I recall. So, in the episode where Tara and Heath get separated, Heath just drives off in the RV, and then Jadis is driving that very same RV when she stumbles across Rick. And it was confirmed by Angela Kang that Heath was captured by Jadis and the Scavengers and traded to the helicopter group in the A and B system for supplies. So, the thing is, it's very easy to write him in or write him out. If you write him in, then Rick will have another familiar face that he stumbles across. If you write him out, then it's easy because this helicopter group, if it's so big, there's so many people and so many moving parts, you can easily just say that Heath went to another section of the helicopter group. You don't have to address him. So It's an easy fix, no matter what way they go. I mean, honestly, Heath was not. He was only in season 6 during No Way Out, and he had a role in the satellite station massacre before they encountered the saviors in force and Negan in force. And so it's funny because Heath knows nothing about anything that happened with the saviors. He doesn't know that Glenn got his head smashed. He knows none of the repercussions that happened from that satellite station massacre. He knows absolutely nothing about it. He has second thoughts and he has ruminations when he talks to Tara in season 7. They have a conversation, but he is just ignorant to the whole thing. And his character is pretty essential in the comics, but it's just they got, I don't know, they got an actor who just wasn't interested in playing the role long term. If you want my opinion, they should have got somebody different who was more willing to play the role down the stretch. So that's just my opinion. Let's see. What can you say narratively about Rick? We saw him going off in the helicopter. What can you say about where the story's going to go? We're going to continue telling Rick's story, and we're going to discover so much of the world through that story. Rick will be challenged in different ways, that in some ways everything that he's been through has sort of prepared him for. It's a much larger world than one that he had been operating in, and that was challenging in and of itself. Now things are heightened, and just as we're going to the movies, and it is in the movies proper, suitably widescreen, we're going to be filling that screen with a brand new world. All right, so, and then I'm going to address what I'm about to say with the last question, the Q&A that's done in this article. I was going to ask you about that in terms of production elements. How is the scale different? How is your budget alter? The scale is bigger and the budget is much larger, and it's The Walking Dead, but heightened both in the narrative themes but also in just what we see on screen. I say heightened, but I should also say it's very different. It's not going to be the exact same thing we saw on television, just larger. We are going in some new wild directions. Movies are a different beast than television. Television is like, boom, we're done. Movies, to calibrate an hour and a half, 2 hours is no joke, and it's been a lot of fun. But it's a real challenge, and we take it very seriously for the fans. We really want to deliver them something special, something worth their trip to the movies. We're going to be very deliberate and deliver something new. All right. And that was all done by Dalton Ross over at Entertainment Weekly. So, appreciate the article. The last part excites me because if you guys remember, not Greg Nicotero, Frank Darabont, who was the original showrunner, one of the reasons he was fired in season 2 was because he had large plans for the budget that they had for the show. And AMC and Frank clashed over monetary differences, and it got to the point where Frank just was fired because AMC couldn't deal with how radical he was being or the different things that he wanted to do. He wasn't kind of listening to what they were saying. Again, I'm abridging everything I know. Of course, I don't know all of the behind-the-scenes stuff, so I don't want to completely talk out of turn here, but that's just my intuition based on what I've seen. But now you really get to take this zombie-infested world and the other factions that inhabit it and really make it come alive. And the like having the money behind like a full movie. I'm just really interested to see how this translates. You know, because The Walking Dead, the show that we know, could operate as a movie also. So now taking this subplot that the scavengers were dealing with, and now the helicopter group is going to be fully realized. It's really, really intriguing to me that we're going to see the scale. Like, whereas the TV show limited you in terms of maybe the effects, the number of extras, the action scenes. I know a lot of people during All Out War complained sometimes because the action scenes maybe weren't as long. the effects weren't as great when someone got killed or something. Just whatever the complaints were, because you had so many episodes and so many things to deal with. It was a beast in terms of the undertaking. And so I think that now you're going to have so much potential in what you can do now that you have all of this money behind it, and that excites me. And I hope Andrew Lincoln, again, I hope Andrew Lincoln is excited about this opportunity as well, because this, he can stretch the potential of his acting talents, and with a whole, and you're going to get a new cast. Like, you're not just going to have Jadis, Rick, and potentially Heath and Isabel. Like, you're going to have other soldiers, the leader of the CRM, who might be that woman that we see in the World Beyond, the third series trailer. There's going to be a lot of angles to this, and I'm just really curious, and I've been curious. I feel like I said this a year and a half ago. When the movies were first announced, I was stoked, but now I'm even more so just because of some of the things Gimple has said, but to look at the negative, they're still in the script phase. Like, it's been a year and a half, and they're still muddying through the script. And I hope, here's my hope. At San Diego Comic-Con 2020, this summer, I hope that we have some information on the movies, that we get an actual trailer, or Gimple has an announcement as to when the generic, maybe he has like a release window as to when the first movie is. He can say, hey, filming has started. Like, we need something. We can't just have some 30-second trailer that looks really like a fan-made trailer, because I doubt any freaking footage at all was put into that trailer. Because it didn't look like it. All it shows is a helicopter flying towards a city. And that's it. It shows absolutely nothing. It doesn't look like any actual film was used or shot. It was just all like effects, special effects driven stuff. So that's my hope. I really hope that, this this is the first or second week of 2020, and we have this article. We have like little to no information, but some information, but also no information. We got to figure out what's going on here. And again, 2020, the summer of 2020, I think that's your time mark. You got to hit that. All right, you really got to hit that, and then we could see what becomes of it. All right, so all right, let's get the production team. Let's get the ball rolling, and I'm kind of like talking to Scott Gimple right now, but I don't know. I feel there's a lot of things I'd say to Scott Gimple if I could talk to him. But anyway. That's a vlog for another day. Maybe that would be a cool Q&A. Like, what would you say to Scott Gimple if you could sit down with him in a conference room, or any actor, or Greg Nicotero, or anyone involved with the show? Like, yeah, that'd be a cool little what if vlog. I had that what if series. I remember a year ago. If you guys remember, I did like Saviors versus Whisperers, Saviors versus Wolves. Like, I took like the enemy factions and I pit them against each other, and I talked about like who would win, like Gladiator style. That was a cool idea. But maybe I'll continue that at some point. But yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. And if there's any more information, I will gladly cover it, because we only have a few weeks. Well, actually, not even. We have like a month. Like, we have like a solid, almost 2 months. We have almost a solid 2 freaking months until Season 10 returns. But until then, I will try to fill the void with as many new vlogs and topics as I can. But that's my hope, my promise, my commitment. So anyway, thank you guys. I'll see you later. Peace out.